Secrets hidden in plain sight. Powers that move the world in the shadows. Questions no one dares to answer. Step beyond the Matrix. Subscribe.
Okay, so in case you missed it, there are multiple media outlets coming out stating that there are declassified files that reveal plans to manipulate people utilizing substances as well as jabs. Craziest part is I decided to go back and look into the whole MK Ultra rabbit hole. Do y'all know that not only did MK Ultra start in 1953, they claimed that it was an illegal project, right? Not true, because the thing about it is a lot of people knew about it. The program was being funded by. Nevertheless, so when you look into the program, what people don't realize is this one project consisted of over 130 research programs, and they say it's all throughout the states, but then I saw that there were actual programs in Canada, which means that there's a strong potential that there could be other sites all throughout the world. But these existed in schools and prisons and hospitals, all unbeknownst to the people that were part of these projects that were being utilized as guinea pigs and test objects. And the files are all there. You just have to Google it, look it up, and you can find all types of information from people who have been interviewed. But back to this new information that's just come out regarding declassified files and the fact that they're saying that now things are being placed into substances and jabs. I was reading something else that said that, well, you know what? It's even worse than that. It could be in the food, in the air, in the water. And when you think about the fact that this has been getting perfected since 1953, over 50 years that they've been working on doing all of these manipulative tactics, and now you're hearing about Disclosure Day on the 6th, you're hearing about the fact that they're going to have all types of declassified files. You're seeing 3 million files just shoved at people, causing collective trauma. Who's to say that this is not just another psychological test, that people are not already being manipulated, that things that are already placed within substances, within jabs, within the food, the water, and the air are not already being utilized as test subjects for the masses? I just wonder, because all of this is coming out very interesting in time. Like, the timing is very specific and it's for a reason, but this is all alleged. I can't confirm or deny any information. I don't want to misinform you. These are my personal opinions, but I was just reading into it and I want to know what you guys thought about it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, save this video, go look into it, come back, let me know what you think. Whatever else I find out, I'll be back. Like, follow, stay with someone.
It is absolutely vital that you know this, especially if you have kids. There's now technology that will allow you to look at the background of any photo that you take and then reverse image search that on Google Earth to find out where the exact location that photo was taken. So if you look at this one, this kid was just on the street playing in his front yard. You couldn't even see the house, but Google Earth pulled up the exact street that he was on and the exact fence and the driveway that was in his background of that image. This is how people like Epstein had the technology to find kids anywhere. This is the same thing that they did with LifeTouch. You know, that company that would come to our elementary schools and took photos of us when we were 6 years old? Well, this whole company was made so that people like Epstein could pick out the kids that they wanted out of a whole catalog, the school yearbook, and then track them down from their photos that their parents would post on Facebook and social media, and then they could track their exact location using that program in Google Earth.
What if I told you that the creation of AI was completely inverted, upside down, and backwards from the creation of man? So we know that Satan cannot create. He can only corrupt, destroy, and try to manipulate. We also know he wanted to be like God. He wants to be like God. Well, we know that God can hear everything, see everything, be everywhere. Satan wants to be like God, so he also wants to see everything, be everywhere, hear everything. Omnipresence. Well, think about it for a second. AI is everywhere right now. It sees everything. It hears everything. We all have a phone. It also is about to control everything artificially. This should remind you, by the way, of the Eye of Sauron from Lord of the Rings, which was a complete parable and, metaphor for all-seeing eye or Satan. Now, with the creation of man, God made man in his image. But now, man is turning away from God and making AI and robots in their image or in our image. So the creation of man is diametrically opposed to the opposite story, to man creating AI. And eventually the plan is to merge us with AI. And if we were merged with AI, and if AI is summoning the demon, as Elon Musk said, then that would be also in our brains with this Neuralink and all these other chips they have planned. So do you see where I'm going with this? They're also trying to create artificial immortality with the idea of merging our consciousness, uploading it to the cloud. Artificial immortality. What we're going through in this pinnacle moment in human history on Earth right now is 100% biblical, and you better get right with God. Now, if you made it this far, I should say that there's a whole lot more I'm going to be posting, but I do want to mention that right now Chalk is giving away free bags of the organic heirloom cacao from Bolivia. This is the Chalk Lit Powder. Super detoxing, freaking delicious. And if you combine that with the hot water purified Shilajit or the ashwagandha, you're getting some of the most potent superfoods in the natural world. I'm talking fertility, brain function, hormones, energy levels, cognition, and your pineal gland. Comment free below and check your DMs for details.
How do you make it in the industry? Well, we have rock star Ronnie James Dio right here telling a story about how he summoned Baal or Baal, and then how the demon physically manifested around them and changed things in the room. They all do it.
Well, I think the most memorable thing about that album is all the occult things that we went through, because we went through a severe phase of contacting a spirit that was the most scary thing I think any of us have ever been through. We'd always dabbled before. Certainly Richie did and I did, which was one of our points of conjecture, connection, I think. And we rose this spirit named Baal. So not to go into the whole thing, Baal was this really evil spirit whose name is on the album, on the Long and Rock Roll album. It says thanks to so on, thanks, like no thanks to Baal, who was really chaotic in, stopping this album. I mean, the tape machines would just suddenly stop on their own. Doors that were locked that had only one key to one person whom we trusted would go up there and things would be playing. And, and it just never ended. And it was the whole progression of that. Toward the very end, my manager, Wendy, and my wife, Wendy Dio, got pushed down the stairs and accused me of it. I was walking down the stairs. Cozy was behind me. She was probably 5 or 6 stairs ahead of me.
Come on, man, you pushed her down the stairs, you blame Baal, right? No, but really, they all do this. And you think it's only rock stars like Jimmy Page summoning demons, having them at the foot of his bed? Buying Aleister Crowley's house where all these rituals are done? Juice WRLD, A$AP Rocky, they all showed you they were summoning demons. But yeah, keep thinking it's a joke. Let me know in the comments, who are some artists these days that actually aren't Satanist?
And we all know that 50 Cent might be the most pettiest person on this planet. And it's a lot of people that's scared to mention 50 name because of how petty he is. But King Harris might be second in line for that petty title. 50 and his father T.I. has been beefing back and forth. 50 posts a picture of his mom's. King ain't like that. And King has been going crazy since then. I thought it was finished when he said what he had to say about 50 mom. But the shit that he posted yesterday might make 50 respond a little bit different. This young man did some digging. He posted a picture of 50 holding, I don't even want to say that. And then he posted a video of 50 Cent's baby mom. You'll see it. Look at this shit.
Mr. Jackson, you did think so? Yes, I know so. Why did
This shit crazy.
He threatened me on Monday. He did. He threatened me. Look, watch what I'll do. I'll have someone come kill you. He threatened me. He threatened me on Monday, and this is what he did. How long were you two together? We were together for 13 years. The relation just ended over a year ago. He cannot accept that I have moved on with my life, and he feel like he's going to strip me of everything. And I didn't allow it. I fought back, and this is what he's trying to do. He tried to kill me and his own child. Why do you know that? He threatened me. He told me he would. He told me he would have someone come do something to me. He told me he would say, watch what I do. I have someone come kill you, and that's what he did.
Shit, we all know that 50 Cent lives by the 48 laws of power. 50 wrote a book with Robert Greene called The 50th Law. The way this shit look right now, it don't look like this shit is gonna go good. We know how 50 get down. Mind you, T.I. made a song. He dropped a diss record about 50 the same day King dropped all that information. They going hard, and you know 50 got the tendency to go hard. Pause. this shit gonna get crazy.
How many people watched Donald Trump's State of the Union speech last night? None of the Democrats stood up. I mean, none of them. When they didn't stand up, he said these people are crazy as hell. They don't stand for nothing. So now we have some people saying that Trump is the best president ever. And we have other people saying that the Democrats is making this country bad. Once again, the people in America are split down the middle. It make it seem like they hate each other, but when the cameras cut off, they are having their tea parties, celebrating people ignorance. This video is about to get a little dark and a little deep. Stay with me. Lights, camera, action. It's just a movie. Before the cameras cut on, these people are backstage rehearsing this script that they want to tell you. It's not about this man. It's not about the Republicans or the Democrats. It's about stealing your attention. Life is nothing but a big ass movie, and these people that control the world, they watch everything we do because something or someone is watching everything they do. Remember, they are just puppets, so who the hell is pulling their strings? The reason why they spy on us and watch everything we do, because the time on their watch is running out, so they watch us. Let's take this video a little deeper. Just actors, don't take it serious. But there's something else going on that we forgot about. We are actors in the Matrix as well. If you don't learn your role or your script, these politicians will always control you. The sky we see every day is just a TV. Yes, the sky is a TV. You ever notice when you turn your TVs on and have a blue screen? Kind of look like the sky. And when you turn your TVs off, it kind of look like the night sky. The sky we see every day is really Project Bluebeam. But why do they use a blue sky? Why do your TV set go blue? No signal equals blue background. When your TV isn't receiving a video signal, unplug cable box, it displays a blue screen. Resolution mismatch, corrupted signal, unsupported format. It's basically the TV saying I'm on, but I'm not receiving usable video. The blue sky we see is the glitch in the Matrix. That's why they say the sky is the limit. This is connected to all these politicians that control this world because they understand that life is just a stage. Something is watching us. And when something watch them, they watch us. Never take these people serious because our life is nothing but a script. It's just a movie. Learn your character.
I don't know what's worse. The shit that they revealed about the Epstein files or the rabbit hole that I went down about live dolls. And let me start by saying this. This is another reason why I always say the dark web is not the place to be. So basically, people are getting auctioned on the dark web. And they're getting auctioned to be a live doll. You heard what I just said? A live doll. So people on the dark web will bid on you. And when they win the bid, you basically sign yourself away to be their live doll. So how they do this is, they will surgically remove all of your bones, all of your limbs. They will have your tongue cut out. They will remove your eyes. They will then set your body up to a feeding tube so that you can get food and nourishments so you can spend the rest of your life as a live doll. You heard what I just said? And the craziest part of that is this. If you wanted to die, if you wanted to get out of that contract, if you wanted to get your own life back, that is not possible. You can't even take your own life. You would have to be a live doll for the rest of your existence until you expire. Jump down a rabbit hole. Hit that search bar up there, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. There are people that are signing up for this on the dark web. I'm out.
Yo, what is that? What's that? Huh? What is this right here, bro? Remember? They were right. We are really in the Matrix, guys, because people are saying that these are sentinels in the sky now. This is not the first time I've seen a video of something like that in the sky, guys. Now, I don't know if you got future plans or not, but something is going on out there that I know nothing about. That's why I'm asking you guys. You thought it was just a movie? Shut up! Just picture paying your bills and you go outside and you see this thing outside. How do you feel now? Because if Sentinels are in the sky, they in the sky for free. And the helicopter just passed right by it. The helicopter didn't want nothing to do whatever that was in the sky. I mean, if this starts to be in the sky more often, I'm gonna just stay home. The people that are awake know that we're living in the Matrix. They know. Want to know something else? This video is for entertainment purposes only, and I think that video is AI, bro. Because I hope that there's not Sentinels flying around in the sky. Yo, I don't know. Let me know. I'm out.
So this is the name that appears 12,000 times in the Epstein files, and nobody wants to say it. The press that depended on these fortunes to exist learned over 2 centuries to treat any mention of these names as intellectual pathology. The Epstein files delivered across 3.8 million pages the documentary confirmation of what these thinkers had identified for generations. There exists a layer of power that operates above governments, above the law, and that protects its own with the efficiency of those who simultaneously control both capital and narrative. The United Nations in February 2026 classified the Epstein operation as a global criminal enterprise with acts that may constitute crimes against humanity. 12,000 mentions of the name Rothschilds in the documents, and the silence of the mainstream media is so deafening that it has itself become the greatest proof that the system works exactly as described. Whoever controls the money controls the story. Whoever controls the story controls the silence, and the silence in this case has 12,000 names. In February 2016, Jeffrey Epstein wrote an email to Peter Thiel, this guy right here, Peter Thiel, the co-founder of PayPal and Palantir, with a sentence that should have made the front page of every newspaper in the Western world. He said, "As you probably know, I represent the Rothschilds." The sentence is in the Epstein files. You guys can go and look. It is an official document from the United States Department of Justice, and the mainstream press treated it as it would a footnote about the weather in Bermuda. The name Rothschild appears nearly 12,000 times across the 3.8 million pages released in January 2026. 12,000 times. By comparison, Clinton appears at a significantly lower frequency, but in the media ecosystem that Chomsky helped build, repeating the name Rothschild in an investigative context is automatically reclassified as conspiratorial delusion. Convenient when yours is the most cited name in the largest child sex trafficking scandal in modern history. Les Wexner, the billionaire founder of Victoria's Secret and Epstein's largest known benefactor, testified under oath before the House Oversight Committee on February 18, 2026. Asked about the credentials that led him to entrust Epstein with full power of attorney over his finances, he answered plainly, his personal work for the Rothschild family in France. He added, specifically, I spoke to El de Rothschild. He represented their whole family. Under oath, before the United States Congress. Wexner's attorney was caught whispering to his client on a hot mic, "I will fucking kill you if you answer another question with more than 5 words." Desperation has recognizable symptoms. The documents essentially confirm what Wexner revealed. In October 2015, Southern Trust Company Inc., chaired by Epstein and based in the Virgin Islands, entered into a $25 million contract with Edmund de Rothschild Holding SA. The subject, risk analysis and application of certain algorithms. $25 million fucking dollars for a convicted child sex offender to run algorithms for the wealthiest family in Europe. If this were a TV script, no studio would buy it for lack of plausibility. Ariane de Rothschild, CEO of the Edmund de Rothschild's group since 2023, exchanged emails with Epstein dozens of times per month. The Wall Street Journal confirmed in 2023 that she met with him in person more than a dozen times after his conviction. The bank's initial defense was to deny any contact. Later, they admitted the meetings took place as part of their normal duties. Normal duties apparently include regular meetings with convicted pedophiles. In 2014, Epstein wrote to Ariane, "The coup in Ukraine should provide many opportunities. Many. A financial manager convicted of child sexual exploitation discussing geopolitical opportunities with the high risk of a $236 billion banking empire." This should have been front page news, but instead it became editorial silence. Across the Atlantic, WikiLeaks emails had already exposed the relationship between Hillary Clinton and Lynn Forrester de Rothschild. In September 2010, Clinton, then Secretary of State, wrote to Lady de Rothschild apologizing for having pulled Tony Blair away from a private engagement with the Rothschilds in Aspen to attend Middle East negotiations. And the phrase is verbatim, "Let me know what penance I owe you." The Secretary of State of the world's greatest power asking penance of a private citizen. In January 2015, before Hillary announced her candidacy, Lynn was drafted her economic policy in emails to aide Cheryl Mills. "We need to craft the economic message for Hillary. Whoever runs American politics is not necessarily on the ballot." This ugly-ass motherfucker, Alan Dershowitz, Epstein's former attorney and Harvard professor emeritus, declared publicly in 2019, "I was introduced to Epstein by Lady Lynn Rothschild. She introduced Epstein to Bill Clinton and Prince Andrew. The connector between the pedophile and two of the most powerful men on the planet had a surname, and that surname appears 12,000 times in the files." Cindy McCain, widow of Senator John McCain, summed up the situation with a candor rarely displayed by the political class. "We all knew, they knew, and silence was the collective choice." The pattern that emerges from the documents is structurally clear. Epstein operated as the Rothschilds' family's financial representative. He used that position to build a network of relationships with billionaires, politicians, and academics. That network was the operational substrate of the largest documented child sex trafficking scheme in history. And when the survivors began to speak, the silencing machine operated with banking precision. The Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the Warburgs, the Schiffs, century-old billionaire dynasties that thinkers from Carroll Quigley to Olavo de Carvalho identified as the de facto owners of the world. Dynasties that literally survive empires, world wars, and revolutions because they operate on a layer of power that precedes partisan politics. They create central banks, finance both sides of conflicts, install and topple governments with the ease of changing a tie. So essentially, the Rothschild family is probably a major crime family in league with Epstein. Like, he was a financer for them and their interests, and it's possible that their interests were beyond just banking. I mean, duh, we all know that. Either way, they control everything. They control politicians everywhere. They control the systems. They control the institutions. They control the government. They control the banks. They control everything. And there's higher elites above them. Because remember, if you know their names and you see their faces, they're not the ones in charge.
What is this? The House Oversight Committee has just decided that they are going to allow Bill and Hillary Clinton to testify about Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell from home. We're not even allowed to work from home. And while the UK is locking up Prince Andrew, Hillary Clinton is telling the BBC that she didn't even know Ghislaine Maxwell that well when she had an aisle seat at Chelsea's wedding. And we all already know about Bill. He's been mentioned in the Epstein files more than pretty much anybody. Here's the deal. After avoiding subpoenas for a month, Hillary is set to testify from home on Thursday, and then the following day, Bill is set to testify from home on Friday. So if they're testifying at home, are they even going to be put under oath, or are we just taking their word for it? Why are we giving this special treatment to Bill and Hillary? Shouldn't they be treated like every other American, or does this just further prove that they're in the club? As always, let me know what you think about all of this down below.
I knew there was some type of connection between pushing abortion in black communities and these satanic rituals we've been finding out in the Epstein files.
Stem cell technology that Peter and I are investing in is called SCNT, which takes the egg of a young, perfect woman specimen, takes the egg and takes out the nucleus and puts our DNA in the nucleus. They just go in and take it out.
It's painful,
Huh?
Is it painful?
Yeah, and this is part of this genetic greatness that we don't see in any other race on the planet. These curvy, sexy black women from Africa. You girls have a kind of a monopoly on this genetic perfection, and we want some of that. So, girls, for $100, we would pay you for your egg.
$100? Monkey.
So how much do you want for it? Let's bid. I bid $500 for the Olympic. Whatever I bid, he's going to outbid me. I bought about $60,000 worth of eggs. Yeah. If you have abortion, that's very valuable. Umbilical cord, and placenta. Even your period blood is so rich with stem cells. Mm-hmm. We regard it as waste, and it actually should be. It should be captured as recycled, and it shouldn't go to waste. It's life for somebody, and it's life for mankind. The best eggs are 16 to 18 years old. Those are the best eggs. As you get older, your eggs get weaker and weaker.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
So you may not be our candidate.
No, that's fine. I think that was my business anyway.
Black women, 16 to 18, are the perfect specimens. You see how evil and satanic this pro-choice women's health propaganda really is underneath the surface? Things are really going to get interesting when you figure out who this Peter Nygard really is and who he's associated with. I'm going to go into more depth with my inner circle. Head over to my Patreon page and subscribe if you want to join this conversation. I'll see you guys there. God bless.
Taking blocks out of the quarry, floating them down the Nile with logs, using elephants to pull them out and drag them across the desert into the location, and then from there, utilizing water chambers to float the blocks into place. Come on, man. And I see people posting that theory for years and years. They keep posting that theory and posting the video of the water and the blocks floating around and just magically sliding into place. We have one big problem with not only the mud ramp theory, but even with this floating block theory. We have a major problem, and the major problem is this. Every stone in the great, all 2 million blocks, is 100% unique.
When you get those red shoes, and it usually signifies a very significant kind of higher level ritual killing, and the shoes are made out of child skin. Usually you'll see they get significant rings with diamonds in them. The more, children they kill, a lot of them like to have those diamond trophies that they wear around. They would just receive, the diamond or the ring after it's done. And you see later, those are offered for massive amounts of money once the Pope stops wearing them. Mostly you're going to find that people who are wearing those are part of the Jesuit and the Kabbalah esoterical levels of the Illuminati, but it would be comparable to, the Masonic branch. It would, you'd be above a level 33 degree Mason.
If blood make you family, why is it that we can't get along with our relatives if we have the same blood? This is connected to your spiritual contract. Certain people you came here to get along with, and other people you was meant to stay away from. You ever heard someone say they came back to fix their generational curses? Did you know that your brother or your sister might be the ones that caused your generational curses? Now, y'all in the same timeline trying to figure this shit out. This video is about to get a little dark and a little deep. Stay with me. Only thing that's keeping us stuck in this world is pain. Stress, pain, body aches, headaches, stomach pain, life, death, sorrow. It's pain. The people that control this world, they understand this. That's why they give us pain. Eat this food. It's poison. Okay. Take this medication. It's going to help you, but it make it worse. Pay your rent bill. When you die, you got to pay money to get put in the ground. We got drug addicts in our family, alcoholics in our family. We sit back and try to save them, but they don't want saving because they don't understand that they are in pain. When they say blood make you family, that's true, because you are sharing the same storyline. If we can't fix our generational curses, we will always be spiritual prisoners doing time in the Matrix. Let's go a little deeper. The reason why we can't heal, pretty simple. We are walking in circles. Or I should say, Father Time is controlling our spirits. You know how some people say no matter what you do in life, Father Time is always undefeated? That's true. It's not the full truth. Maybe the physical body dies, but the spirit lives forever. We came here to defeat time. You know how they say the truth is always in our face? What do we look at every day? No. What controls our life every day? The clock. Once you understand the clock, you will know how to break out of the matrix. Everything is about symbolism in this matrix. Check this out. 60 seconds in a minute. 6. 60 minutes in an hour. 6. 24 hours in a day. 2 plus 4 is 6. You get 666. Father Time controls everything we do. We really do have two families, a physical one and a spiritual one. And if you are a chosen one and you wake up in this matrix, a lot of times your physical family can't help you, but your spiritual tribe will remind you, hey, you came here to do a job. When you look at the clock, it shows you how to escape. Look at the middle part. The middle part of the clock represents the center of your chest.
Do you think we're gonna get disclosure soon?
Here's the thing. They have disclosed a lot of stuff. I mean, during COVID, they said that aliens are real. We are in possession of alien bodies. And nobody even paid attention.
That's true. And the
Why?
technology, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No one paid attention. There are still people that don't believe in aliens, but yet our government is saying that we are in possession of this.
Yeah.
And there are still people that don't believe.
There's literally a UFO or UAP that's so large in Seoul, Korea that they can't even move it. And they built a building around it. And then when I looked the coordinates up and I saw it literally says UAP so-and-so, whatever in Korean. It's right next to that, it says Army base. It's a building that's like rounded. Like they built around and it's known amongst the locals. So it's like,
that's crazy.
It's literally out there. We'll put the coordinates in the description so y'all can look at it.
But that's the part, most people need to be told what to do.
Yes.
So they need to be told, like, oh, the government finally comes out and says aliens are real.
Yeah.
We have all this evidence over the last 56 years.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter, right? We have aircrafts and the tridactyls and, you know, Peru and all these other places literally have alien bodies.
Yes, I've seen them with my own eyes. The elongated skulls.
Yes.
I've seen them.
One
with
of
my
them was
own
pregnant,
eyes.
3 fingers, all
Yes,
that.
yes.
So we have all this, but then people need to be told by an authority figure, hey, I need to tell you aliens are real. Then it's real.
People are waiting for aliens to just walk right up to us and say, hey, my name is 3.5 beep, 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 beep. That's what they're waiting for.
But here's the thing, though. I already think they're walking among us.
Yeah, of course.
They're running our government.
They're in our government.
It's in the files. They said in the files that the government is basically ran by satanic, baby-eating...
That can't be human.
Psychos.
Yeah, that can't be human.
But you know
They can't
what?
be human.
Could it not be human though? Think about it for a second. If you are a human that has experienced everything there is to experience on the planet, everything, your dopamine receptors are worn out. You know what I'm saying? Nothing can excite you anymore. What links will you go to? You lived in Hollywood. You know,
Yeah.
like some of these people, they turn gay. They're not really gay, but they've just
Right.
experienced all the things. So now
Right.
it's like, let me just try something else. So you never really know if someone's rooted in darkness, which I really feel like a lot of people, a lot of humans are. They've let their ego and they've aligned more with that darkness within them, which allows for more dark energy to come in. And I've seen this. Like I've literally seen it with my own 2 eyes. Like I've seen dark take over somebody. So if you have that in the human form, I think it could be humans that are eating babies. You just never really know.
On one hand, yeah, but I would say scientifically, when a human being eats another human being, it causes brain damage. So when that happens, it's like, okay, how much can you actually do that before it's to the detriment? So for these people to do that over an extended period of time, it's like, maybe you're not human.
Okay, this video is going viral right now on Twitter because it shows a bullet train going 500 or 600 miles per hour. And people are comparing it to spacewalks where they're apparently going like 17,000 miles an hour. And people are wondering what's really going on. So first, check out how fast this train goes. Now check out a NASA spacewalk. And there's audio in this, by the way. It sounds very interesting. If you know what you hear in this audio, you got to tell me, because I know I hear something. And consider that they're traveling 17,500 miles per hour, and the sun sorry, the Earth is flying around the sun at 66,000 miles per hour. Check this out. It's hard to believe how fast they're going here, actually. Can you imagine going so fast? What does it sound like, though? I'll tell you what it sounds like. Doesn't it kind of sound like this? You know the little click-clacking sounds you hear when you film something underwater? I'm just saying, but let me know your thoughts in the comments below and follow for more. Now, if you made it this far, I should say that there's a whole lot more I'm going to be posting, but I do want to mention that right now Chalk is giving away free bags of the organic heirloom cacao from Bolivia. This is the Chalk Lit Powder. Super detoxing, freaking delicious. And if you combine that with the hot water purified Shilajit or the ashwagandha, you're getting some of the most potent superfoods in the natural world. I'm talking fertility, brain function, hormones, energy levels, cognition, and your pineal gland. Comment free below and check your DMs for details.